Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your mid-October 2018 Tarot and Astrology reading. The compassion just flipped out before I even started. It was shuffling off screen. This came out for Libra. And interestingly, you guys showed up in Libra's reading as the King of Wands. So I just want you to know that I think this is sort of an indication to me that if you're dealing with a Libra and they're dealing with you, there is more chance of compassion and understanding regarding that relationship. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Pretty nifty. Also good advice. Venus retrograding in Scorpio in your 12th house. The sun moving there. Mercury being there. It's like this Scorpio trio with Jupiter still being there as well. There's kind of this intense energy, I suppose. And in your 12th house, for you guys, it's even more intense in a way. And then it reveals things in your subconscious that you maybe weren't aware of. And it can make you feel a little bit uncomfortable having to reassessing, particularly if you're an action-dominated sign. And dear goodness, with the amount of retrogrades we've had over the last few months, it's not really been a year of action. I don't know if you can sort of see a backwards momentum in the media, in the governments, in the in television in general. There's been this backwards motion. Do you know what I mean? Recently, like in the last 6 months or so, I'd say a lot of things have been going backwards because of the retrograde. Now, they're not literally going backwards. It's a reassessment to progress, and that's the point of retrogrades. It is in order for us to move forward. Sometimes you have to look back a little bit, and you have to remember, and you have to reflect, because that's where the lessons thus far live. And when the sun is in that sector of the sky for you, it can be very uncomfortable, and it can be very enlightening all at once. But for you guys, it is on the precipice of something quite magnificent, with Jupiter being about to go into your sign, which is a sign that Jupiter will feel very, very comfortable in, very, very bougie, very, very abundant, very excited. Scorpios and Jupiter is an interesting relationship, but it's not necessarily the gift that people expect, whereas Sagittarius Jupiter is kind of like the surprise party. So the energies are clearing to bring in something better, and that's sort of been a message for a lot of signs, though a lot of signs are going through very different situations because Venus is affecting everybody differently. Uranus, the full moon in Taurus, which is your 6th house of health, could illuminate you. Now before Jupiter goes into your sign, because Jupiter is expansive, you may realize that with the full moon being in your health sector, you might have gained a few pounds here and there, or you might have been neglecting your health, and it sort of wakes you up to. If you're looking to start a diet or lose weight, the full moon in that sector is actually the best sector for you. It's the best time of the year to do it. So if that's what you're into, or that's what you want to do, you want to go on a health kick, or take up a new exercise, or a new diet plan, or try a new diet that's a little bit out there, or whatever, the full moon's the best time of the year to do that. It's also the best full moon to assess what your day-to-day work entails and how it actually affects your body. But enough rambling, Sagittarius. 9 of Cups, Jupiter right here, right here, right here. Even though it's still only the end of October, Jupiter is literally like, get me into Sagittarius, I'm excited. And this is, you're probably reading your horoscopes and being like, it's nearly time. 5 of Swords. 5 of Cups. In a helpful position, mind. Queen of Wands in the challenge. The outcome is the Knight of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands is underneath. So I will move the camera so you can see. I'll talk to you in a second. Okay, Sagittarius. So before your crowning moment of Jupiter, we have a couple of things to get out of the way. Something has been removed from your life. Quite possibly a relationship or a job. Now this may have happened while Saturn was retrograding in Capricorn, which was your income sector. Uranus also retrogrades back into Aries quite soon, I think. I think it's in November, which is your 5th house of relationships. So unpredictable happenings in your house of love and your house of fun and frivolity and stuff. There's been a lot of unexpected things over the last year. And I'm sort of sensing as we tie up the loose ends and move towards Sagittarius season, though it's not for another month. And there's going to be a full moon in your sector of relationships then, but we'll get there in November, don't worry. I do feel like there is a wish here for something. For some of you it was an extreme loss, because I see this as grief after a battle, so I don't know whether or not some Sagittarians lost somebody, possibly a fellow fire sign or an earth sign, to either a breakup or a disease. Unfortunately, I just see the two and I'm sort of thinking, it's like somebody fought for something for a long time, but it was not to be. And maybe you're in the midst of a grieving process for something that really, really has affected you. And you're waiting for this Jupiter cycle because you just want to see some sort of acknowledgement that something's out there listening to you. And interestingly, in terms of money, I think things are really picking up. In terms of work, things are picking up. And there may actually be, if you're completely single, Sagittarius, somebody new coming in, provided you release something that you've been obsessed on hearing about. Because the devil's kind of obsessive and it's kind of toxic. And he reminds me of chaining, Adam and Eve chained to him. Chaining yourself to an idea or a belief. Because that's not really a Sagittarius thing to do. It's trying to see another philosophy, Hakuna Matata, that type of thing. But I'm just interested to know, this Knight of Pentacles that's coming towards you, is it romantic or career? The Seven of Cups. Maybe you have many balls in the air in terms of what you're wishing for. There's a King of Wands. This is you or somebody else. Could be an Aries or Sagittarius or Leo. Okay. Seven of Swords. The Devil. And the Five of Wands, Sagittarius. Okay. So there's some conflict I think a lot of you are going through that you're just not excited about. And it could be to do with an earth sign, or it could be about an earth sign. Some of you have been through a toxic relationship with another fire sign though. So I'm intrigued, Sagittarius, to see what the situation is for many of you. Now, I'm going down two distinctive routes, so bear with me. There seems to be a fire sign that you've a very firm hold on. So someone that you've got your eye on, or somebody that you're very interested in or very attracted to. And it seems to be a challenge to you. So I don't know whether or not this person isn't playing ball. This person isn't in the area. This person isn't in the proximity. But there's something stopping you getting your hands on this person. So I'm kind of wondering what that is. Could be that they're already involved with somebody else and you want them all to yourself, but the situation just isn't there for you because they're with someone else. And you could be also dealing with an earth sign where there seems to be some sort of conflict. Fighting about petty things, fighting about money. You could actually be fighting the fire sign about money. But in the positive position, something comes out that you weren't aware of. The Seven of Swords is in your positive position, which means you have your wits about you, which means you're on the ball with certain things. It's like you have your finances under control and you have... It's like... you have spies in all the right areas. You know, you can see what's going on with other people. So I don't know whether or not you are privy to information that somebody else is not, and it's putting you ahead of the competition. This could actually be in work because you are ahead of the competition. Because you have certain skills and expertise and information that other people don't know about. And it's possibly stemming from a situation that was quite bad. So I don't know if you have an expertise in something, you know, a particular field where you learned the information because something had gone wrong. Okay, so it's almost like learning from experience and coming out ahead of the competition. Maybe you've been in relationships before where you recognize a pattern in behavior, and when you see that pattern start to emerge, you leave. So maybe you're dating somebody and it's quite early on, or it could be in, you know, on into the relationship, I don't know, but you could be dating somebody and you start to realize a pattern of behavior from somebody in the past, and you think, I know where this is going. I'm going to eject myself from the situation. Could be that. But for some reason, I'm just seeing that your knowledge, Sagittarius, your expertise is putting you ahead of everyone else. It's like nobody can pull the wool over your eyes again. You know, it's almost like this has happened before and you've learned your lesson. In fact, I do think that you were blinded by your desires to have a wish granted. Ooh. My microphone just threw itself at me. You so badly wanted something to happen that you accepted less than you deserved for the sake of having it, maybe. The Magician, yeah. There is a very strong wish here. Okay, so there is a romance with a fire sign, or you're at least hoping for a romance with a fire sign, where there may have been a falling out. Could be a water sign, actually, but you know. Page of Pentacles. You're ahead in your career. Three of Pentacles, and the outcome is the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you are getting a new job that pays pretty handsomely. So Jupiter is already starting to come in with the goods in terms of your money. You seem to be headed towards better financial opportunities. You've got your eye on some already, I think. New jobs. You're researching the competition. You're researching them. Maybe you're in a career where you have to research and spy on people. Maybe you're a spy. But you're tuned in, tapped in, whatever, to your career. And it's working out for you. You're coming ahead of the competition. There seems to be some sort of apprenticeship. You're learning more. Your knowledge is increasing. And this career could very much be a dream come true, or you're at least working towards the dream come true with the Magician here. Romantically speaking, I do feel like if there is a fellow fire sign, there seems to be some kind of trouble in paradise with this person. Maybe they're too invested in what you're doing, or they're asking too many questions. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you're asking too many questions. Maybe you're putting all your eggs in one basket when it's very early days. The outcome of this relationship doesn't seem to be certain at the moment. I think with Venus retrograde, everything's been slowed down. Maybe that's why you're diverting so much attention that way, because you're wondering when things are going to progress. It's not really the astrological climate. I do know that you're hoping for a progression or romance with this person. It could, as I say, it could be an earth sign. There seems to be more emphasis here on not rushing a person and just letting things unfold naturally. Your career seems to be booming, so while you have the time to concentrate on that, make sure that you do. There's opportunities if you don't close your eyes off to them. Because the Five of Cups in the positive position means that as long as you keep your perspective on the things that are coming in and there's a sense of damage control, you can really proceed with this. You can really progress. You just have to make sure that you're not diverting all your attention towards the things that seem to be going wrong, because it's not that they're going wrong. And it's not that they're going right. It's just that things are sort of slow. And in terms of coming out ahead in this situation, you need to be more slow and methodical. Do your research. You sort of seem to be a bit spy happy here. So maybe if you're not in a career that involves spying, you're maybe watching the person a little bit too much. Focus on your own thing and don't worry so much. I don't know, maybe you're on social media and you're seeing things flip up about this person, that they're talking to somebody or they're liking photos. Don't be reading too much into it, because people are so much different during a Venus retrograde period. But as I said, if you're very, very, very certain that this person is repeating behaviors that you know from somebody else, I would say make sure that you really, really have your wits about you in that case, okay? So you will spot damaging behaviors before they occur, but it is important not to be obsessing over them. If it's very early days in this relationship, this is a slow and steady start. It's not necessarily one where you're going to have all the answers right away, Sagittarius. So there's a need here and the rest of October to go slow. November is the month where you build momentum. But in terms of your career, you're going to be having more opportunities. You're going to have knowledge to keep you ahead of the competition. And you seem to be headed towards abundance here. So I hope that reading resonated, Sagittarius. Check out your moon and rising if it didn't. And I will see you in November. Bye.